Hi, everybody, and welcome back into the IPTAClemsontigers.com football report. Don Munson. It is a Thursday with Tim Bourret. Open week. All right, so we go into an open week. What are some of the things that we need to know about open week facts?
Well, you always have to think about the psychological aspect of the open week. And, you know, a coach who was maybe lost going into the open week had a chance to really have everything he has to say go right into their memory banks, and usually teams come out pretty well after losing going in an open date, and that's been the case with Clemson. 2007, 2008, 2009, Clemson lost its game going into the open date, had 2 weeks to prepare for its opponent, and then won that game. In fact, gone on winning streaks. Clemson won 4 in a row after the open date in 2007. Of course, last year won 6 in a row, and remember the Wake Forest game last year, won 38-3. Pretty sound performance. On the flip side of that, of course, in the early part of this last decade, Clemson won its games going into the open date and then would lose coming out of the open date.
So as we kind of go back and look, are there any things that kind of stand out, games maybe that stand out in your mind where coming off of an open date that Clemson came back and performed and you just, from your standpoint, just went, wow, okay, that's really solid performance right there we just saw? Yeah,
I think really, you look at the recent years, the last 3 years, going to that Wake Forest game, I know by the end of the season, Wake Forest didn't have that strong a record, but I think they were 4-2, and Wake Forest had been playing very well with Riley Skinner at quarterback, and Clemson just manhandled Wake Forest that day. That was, arguably the most impressive performance of last season. So, and there have been some other times historically when Clemson's had 2 weeks to prepare, and some famous games where that would be the case. Maybe most notably in 2000, the Rod Gardner catch game. Clemson won that game after having 2 weeks to prepare for South Carolina.
All right, so there you go. Some thoughts about the open date. Next Thursday, of course, with Miami, we're going to start talking about overtime situation with Miami. So we'll do that next Thursday in our visit with Tim Bourret. Thanks for being with us here today on ClemsonTigers.com.